Guys, here we are again. We're back in the garage. Went out the weekend on the bike with a Yarmouth. You probably see the video. There's plenty of old cars and stuff, few buses there. So this morning, like I say, I'm back in the garage. I'm going to do a bit more to this passenger door off Bertie. If you remember last week, I started here, done this repair, so I need to move along now to here. It's just getting motivated again after stopping for a couple of days. Like I mentioned before, when I started this, less than a couple of weeks time we will be going camping, so I need to get a move on. I can do a little bit this morning, then I probably won't be able to do any more for the next couple of days or more, so I need to crack on and see what I can get done this morning. So let's get to it. I've spun the door round to this side. I'll put this old sheet over the top to protect the window, because when you sand and grind you get sparks and stuff. You can see what it's done to this door here, look. Obviously this is going to be painted anyway, rubbed down and painted, but if you get that on your windows, that don't half make a mess and you'll never get it off. Right, where was I? Right, I need to join this back to here so it doesn't move, because that's part of the window mechanism inside there, as you can see, and that had rotted away at the end. So let's get a little piece of steel and put in there, and we'll connect that back up. Before I just do this, I think I'll just mention, as I always do, I'm not a professional. I don't pretend to be, just a hobbyist who likes to keep my vehicles on the road. Now if you go online, you'll see absolutely loads of videos of professional, semi-professional people doing marvellous jobs with all vehicles, including these old buses. But the reason why I'm putting my videos up is to show that people who are like me, just got the basic gear, basic knowledge, can still keep their vehicles on the road. I'm using this new gas Clark welder. I've had that a few years now, and that was the best thing I ever bought. The cars I've kept on the road for patching them up for the MOT and stuff is unbelievable, so I recommend get you something cheap like that. It's all you need. Right, the welds are not brilliant, but time you tidy them up they look okay. Anyway, let's get on with this. Right, I just found a piece of steel that'll go in here, just in bits and pieces I got lying about. Right, this time I'm not going to try and butt weld it, just going to lap weld it. It's going to make no difference, because time you grind that off and then put a layer of filler, that's just better than putting paper in and filling it with filler. This will last a lot longer and you'll know it's a better job. Yeah, so I've just bent this in. What I'll do is tag that in, and then we'll cut this off along this edge after. Sometimes don't go according to plan. As I'm trying to attach it to here, I can see that this is more weaker than I thought. So what I'm going to do now is cut it back further, probably to here somewhere. You can see there's little bits of filler in there. That might be all the way round, but if I do a section, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, I'm not happy with that. I don't want to be filling that sort of thing, so I'm gonna redo this. I'll get the grinder, cut this out, start again. I said earlier, sometimes things can get worse before they get better. Well, this is more rotten than I thought here. So the plan is now is to make a repair here, right up to this lip along here, reconnect this, and then put the patch in there. As you can see, plenty of filler along the bottom. This is all what's coming out. which is the bottom of the actual door here, but right up into this lip. So I'm going to have to do this in a couple of sections, I think. That'll come alright in the end. Can get a bit scary sometimes, but this is what I'm saying. If you don't worry about it, just work your way through it, that'll be sorted. That's what you need to keep telling yourself. I can do this. Right, I'll carry on tidying up first, and then I'll decide how I'm going to go from here. Well then, so I'll cut this off and cut this piece right out. Start again from here. So I'm going to make a piece that will fit into here with this kind of lip on, and fix it to this where that had been tacked in the middle anyway, or spot welded. And then I'll carry on and do here, and I'll do the top repair, and then we'll come from that onto the back after, he says. Slow job, but we'll get there. Just bent this piece of steel here. It's not perfect, but the idea is that'll sit there somewhere. We'll get that cleaned up, tacked into there, and then we can come off that somewhere there anyway. So this is the idea. Put this piece in here, and then I can close this, and also I'll turn the door over eventually. We'll cut this back and we'll come off here for this side. So we'll get a few tacks along here, I think. That's the best thing to do at this point in time. Just a few tacks along the bottom. That ain't going anywhere, so now we can sort out here and then carry on to this bit, and then like I say, we'll fill it all in, and then we'll flip the door over and sort out this bottom bit. I might have a problem here yet, I'm not sure, but we'll just see how we get on when we do this bit. Time for a cup of tea, I think. It's so blinking warm today as well. So now that piece is tacked in place, you should be able to see what I'm trying to do here. It's all good fun, isn't it? Do what I was going to do earlier, is connect this to here, just to stop this moving. I think it's tacked anyway, it's not going to move, but it was fixed to here, so I think to be safe I'll just get it tacked to here before we go any further. A little piece of steel I've made or cut to fit in here. I'm going to lap weld this one. If you notice, I've just drilled, well I haven't drilled, I've punched a few holes along the bottom which I will just tack through to hold it to this metal we put in here. So I'll just get that into place, and then I'll tack that in. So as you can see, I've just tacked along here. Very, very light tacks. It's not weight bearing or structural, but a little tack can hold a lot. These holes I put along the bottom, I've just tacked through them, so that holds that to that lip we made. I managed to get a piece of wire in there and then get some tacks on it, so that's nice and solid in there. I filled that hole, so now we'll slowly move along. Obviously it's going to have the filler in here, but because that's got a good place to go, that one shouldn't fall out. Don't normally have a problem with it. You will see when it's done how much different it'll look. Moving on, you can see this is all filler here. That'll be the next thing. I'll bash this out. Hopefully we've got good metal from about here. then maybe we can come up and see us filler there, but put another piece like this in here and then come across the top. Rightio, so I'll cut out this next section. So now I need to make a section similar to this for here, and then I can close this one off. Take that little nick off. Where was I? Yep, then I can close this panel off, and then we'll both be ready, time I've welded it in, to flip it over and sort out this back. I think up to here, I know there's a bit of filler here, but up to here, this piece here was quite solid, so I ain't going to go any further than here, not for now. Maybe in another time I'll cut it all out and do it again, you just never know, but this should last a few years. These holes here look to me like they're drain holes, especially this one with this little rubber insert inside, so when I do put the bottom on here I shall leave some holes through it. Cool. Right, let's make another one of these pieces for here. It's only a short piece. So this is the piece what I cut out of here. As you can see, it's got line kind of like a lip on at the back, like a dog leg. But I'll do best I can. You ain't even going to see it, are you? I'll do best I can to get that somewhere near. So there's that little plate in there. Just need to get that tacked in there now a little bit first before we tap it about anymore and destroy everything. 3 tacks along the bottom. That is not going anywhere. So the next job's going to be to make the plate for the top. It's getting there slowly, isn't it? So there's the next piece laid in. Just got to tack it in. This side's going to be buttered and this will be lapped, but like I say, it doesn't matter because it's going to be skimmed with filler and rubbed down before it's painted. So I need to make couple of holes in this one just to tack it to the bottom there, and then bend it back a bit so it's a nice tight fit along the back. So I'll do that now. So there we have it. There's the next piece in, same as before, tacked along the top, couple of tacks through the holes at the bottom like there. They ain't going nowhere. Okay, it doesn't look pretty at this minute, but time is sanded, skim of filler, bit of paint. It's going to be better than rusty holes. So what will happen next will be I'll go from this way to this side of the door. But first of all, I need to tidy this up a bit. I'm going to put a couple more tags here where you can see it's not quite got it to the door. Then I'll sand it off and we'll be ready to flip it over. So I'm going to have to leave this for a couple of days now because I've got other things I need to be doing. Hopefully I'll get this finished before we go camping. If not, I'll have to put the door on as it is. But I can't see why I won't now. We're cracking on. You could see sometimes things get a little bit more work than you first started. If you just stick with it, you'll do it. Right guys, so I'm back in the garage again. As you can see, I left it last time where we put these little plates in. I'll put a skim of filler along there for now. It's not pretty, but and here I decided I'm not going to cut any of that out because it weren't that bad. I can get away with a bit of filler for the time being, plus the time limit. So the idea today, I'm going to flip the door over and see whether I can do anything with this part here. Right, like I said, I've flipped the door over. I'll put this on here again to protect the glass. So now I need to do something with this. I could really rub the other side down and paint it up. You wouldn't even notice it when the door's shut, but I've got enough time to see if I can do something with this. As you can see, it's got this like main frame through it anyway, which is pretty solid. It's rusty but it's solid. So what we need to do now is clean it up and make something up to fit over here. Let's give that a go. Right, so what I'm going to do is going to close this panel off here on this piece, and then I will cut this away to make a piece for here. So I'll just put some well through primer over the bottom there to put a little bit of protection on. I know it's going to save it, but if that lasts a few years, I'm happy. I'm sure it will. Right, so we'll put this little panel in here, still a bit hot, to tidy that up and make it more stronger. On here I've cut it back because I'm going to make one more over join to this one, and then here, well, it's good metal here, so I'm just going to bring a patch into there somewhere for that one. So it's getting there slowly, isn't it? So I'll cut this little piece of steel here, just put a little bend in it, and that should, with a little bit of fettling, go there. And then I can bend it a bit more and tack it along that lip. Shouldn't look too bad, should it? Right, let's get that in place. Mad with this, just a few tacks along that edge. Obviously it's just the bottom of the door, just better than a rusty old fallen apart door. One more bit. Well, there we go, it's all patched up now. Yeah, it's not pretty. I'm not worried about the little holes and stuff because that's all help with water drainage, whatever. It's the bottom of the door, and it's not a very good door at that, but it's a darn sight better than it was. So next job's going to be is to just put some primer or something on the outside. I'll see what I got. I might have some red oxide or something, or just some grey primer. I put some weldable primer on the inside of it just to save it a bit. Like I said when I started, I ain't no expert. I'm not trying to restore it, otherwise it wouldn't look like this. This is just to tidy up, and to be honest, that's better than a rotten bottom door in my book. You wouldn't even see that anyway, but you know, when you shut the door and all the rust drops out of the bottom, well, that's the reason why. But that's going to look okay once I've finished it, like I said. So get some paint on this, and then we'll let that dry. Then I'll flip it over and work on the bit what you can see. Right guys, I'm running out of time now, so I'm just going to leave this for now. I think I'll end this video here and say thanks for watching, and if you want to see how I get on, watch the next video. Catch you next one. Bye for now.